morning all. Hope you all are fine, staying safe at home. Now, before I start the new unit, that is gas, I hope you all have maintained a separate register for this subject and maintain a notes of the first two units. In the previous session, we have solved one numerical question, and on the basis of that solution, I have asked you to solve two another numericals. I hope you have solved it. At the end of the session, we will be discussing the solution of those numericals. Now, let's start with the objectives of this unit, that is gas. Now, this unit third is gas. We'll start with the objective. By the end of the session, you will be able to understand heat terms, its units, and methods of heat transfer. Now, heat units here mean certain definitions. Now, the first is heat. The best example of heat is if we rub our hand like this, after a few seconds, our palms got heated up. So, it's basically a heat which we have generated. So, heat is a type of energy caused by the random movement of molecules in a material, and naturally heat moves from hot to cold. Now, in this unit, there are certain definitions. Now, the students who all are from science background will find a easier task to learn these definitions, but the students who are from non-science background, you have to learn as it is. Now, the second definition is calorie. The amount of heat required to raise the temperature of 1 gram of water to 1 degree centigrade is calorie. Next definition, kilocalorie. The amount of heat required to raise the temperature of 1 kilogram of water to 1 degree centigrade is kilocalorie. Now, the difference between calorie and kilocalorie definition is the heat required to raise the temperature of 1 gram of water. For calorie, it is 1 gram. For kilocalorie, it is 1 kilogram. Almost rest of the words are same for calorie and kilocalorie. What you need to keep in mind is 1 gram for calorie and 1 kilogram for kilocalorie. Next is BTU. It is British Thermal Unit. Even for this definition, the words are same. There are 2 points which you need to keep in mind in all ways. That is the amount of heat required to raise the temperature of 1 pound of water through 1 degree Fahrenheit. The amount of heat required to raise the temperature of 1 pound of water through 1 degree Fahrenheit. If we compare it with the definition of calorie and kilocalorie, for calorie it was amount of heat required to raise the temperature of 1 gram. For kilocalorie it was 1 kilogram. And here it is 1 pound of water. All are weighing capacity. Units of weighing scale. Gram, kilogram, pound. And 1 degree Celsius for both calorie and kilocalorie. And here it is 1 degree Fahrenheit. So in this manner, if we compare all the 3 definitions, you will be easily define these definitions. You will be easily learn these definitions. Next is temperature, the intensity of heat energy, which is denoted in temperature. It is temperature. Next is Celsius. It is the unit used to measure temperature in MKS system. MKS is meter kilogram system. Celsius is a unit What you need to keep in mind, Celsius is a unit which is generally used to measure temperature. What you need to keep in mind here is in MK system, meter kilogram system. Next is Fahrenheit. It is the unit to measure temperature in FPS, foot pound system, foot pound second system, foot pound second system. Celsius was MKS system, meter kilogram second. Celsius was calculated in MK system, that was meter kilogram second, and Fahrenheit is measured in FPS system, that is foot pound second system. And formula to convert temperature from Celsius to Fahrenheit, it is being displayed on the screen. It is universal formula. Next is specific heat. Specific heat of any substance is the quantity of heat required to raise the temperature of 1 unit mass of heat substance through 1 degree. It is specific heat. Means specific heat for any substance is heat required to raise the temperature of particular that unit mass to 1 degree. For any unit mass, if we burn it, so actual heat required to burn that material from 1 degree Celsius, it is specific heat. Next is latent heat. Latent heat is the heat which require merely to changes the state of substance without causing any change in temperature. It means we are supposed to cook any material and anything we need to cook, temperature remains a constant and we cook our dish, is an example of latent heat. Once again, latent heat, it is a heat which require merely to changes the state of the substance without causing any change in the temperature. Means we have to cook anything on at constant temperature. It is latent heat. Now, I hope all the definitions are clear to all of you. Learn as it is. Next is method of heat transfer. Here it means in how many ways heat can be transferred, and generally here we'll be talking about how the food is being cooked with these methods of heat transfer. Now, in order for a food to be cooked, heat must be transferred from a heat source such as gas flame or electric element to a food so that the food can be cooked. So there are 3 ways in which heat can be transferred. First, conduction, second, convection, and third is radiation, which is being displayed on the picture also. It is, I hope you people are getting a clear idea what is the difference between conduction, convection and radiation. We'll discuss it more on the next slide. First we will move on to the first one topic, that is conduction. Now conduction occurs in 2 ways. When heat moves directly from item to something which is touching it, it is the first way. An example for this, like if we keep a soup pot or if we keep any pot over a flame, first with that flame the pot will get heated up, and then in that pot the water which we have poured, it will get heated up. Then in that hot water, if we are cooking any vegetable, then with the heat of that water molecules, those vegetables will also be get heated up. So in all this, it is conduction. This means the heat is directly touching the pot first, then pot is getting heated with that heat, water molecules get heated, and then vegetables are getting cooked. So it is an example of conduction. Second, when heat moves from one part of something to an adjacent part of the same to its handle. That means we have kept a pot over a flame. Slowly, the pot will get heated up, and then the heat will be transmitted to the handle of a pot. So after some time, you feel the handle is also gets heated up. So this is another way of conduction. Further, different materials conduct heat at different speed. Heat moves. Now, what you need to keep in mind is here once again, different material conduct heat at different speed. Heat moves rapidly through copper and aluminium, slowly in stainless steel, and more slowly in glass or porcelain dish. So, this was an example of conduction and how the heat moves. Next is convection. Now, convection occurs when heat is spread by the movement of air, steam, or liquid. In all these three ways, something is getting cooked with the heat only, but by means of convection. Convection is having two types. Convection are of two types. One is natural, second one is mechanical. Now, in natural, what happens? As shown in the picture, hot liquid always rises up and gas cooler one sinks. Even in an oven, if we keep a kettle of liquid or deep fryer, natural circulation distributes heat. Means, in the picture also it is clear, always hot liquid, like if we are boiling a water, hot water molecules will rise up and cold water molecules will settle down, and this will continuously moves on. Second is mechanical. Mechanical, the best example of mechanical is ovens. In conventional ovens, heat is being spread or circulated fast with the fan installed inside an oven. So there are two ways of convection. One is natural, another one is mechanical. Next is radiation. Now, this is also deals with the heating up of any material or a food item to be cooked. Radiation occurs when energy is transferred by waves from a source to a food. Concentrating on this point, radiation occurs when energy is transferred by waves from a source to the food. Now, there are two ways in the kitchen or two types of radiations ways which are used in kitchen. First is infrared, second is microwave. Now, this is basically cooking through waves. In conduction, it was cooking through one hot body to another hot body. Convection, it was either with air or with steam. And radiation here is radiation here is cooking it with waves. Now, it is cooked by two ways. One is infrared, another one is microwave. Now, what is infrared? Broiling is a best example of infrared. In a broiler, an electric element or a ceramic element is heated up by a gas flame, and it becomes so hot that it gives off infrared radiation, which cooks the food. The food is in the midway of infrared radiation. Once again, in a broiler, an electric element or a ceramic element heated up by a gas flame, and it becomes so hot so that it gives off infrared radiation, and with the help of that radiation, the food is being cooked. Second is microwave. In microwave cooking, the radiation generated by the oven penetrates partly in the food, where it agitates the molecules of water and causes heat, which cooks the food. Means in microwave, if we kept any food item, and every food item has got moisture, so during this radiation occurs in microwave, it agitates the water molecules, it agitates the moisture. With rapid agitation of those water molecules, heat is being generated, and the food is food gets up heated. So this is the two ways how radiation occurs, and how infrared and microwave, how food is being cooked by infrared and microwave cooking.